Yeah.
Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold and this is my beginner guide for Greystone in Paragon. First, let's break down his abilities before we get into how to build a deck for him. His abilities are very standard. They're very much built towards defense as opposed to offense. He has a good R2 melee attack which has quite a decent cooldown on it, but it's nothing remarkable to write home about. His R1 is his getaway tool called Assault the Gates. You shouldn't need to rely on this too often, but it is helpful sometimes just to get out of a fight when you need to. His square button is called Make Way. It's an AoE whirlwind that goes around him and does some AoE damage over time. It's at best, but it does help out a little bit, especially when you're trying to clear a wave of minions. Stoic is a really fantastic ability and is the one you want to level up the most as opposed to his ultimate. Priority is the ultimate, but then Stoic is the next one and what you should be leveling up straight away. Stoic is a passive ability which gives him 11 physical armor and 100 health for every level you put into it, or every stack you put into it. So you want to level this as much as possible to make Greystone really durable. Then Reforge is his second best ability, or the one you should be prioritizing over Stoic when you can, but you just can't level this up as much as often. His ability Reforged allows him to come back to life when he dies with 50% health and full mana, and he does some damage to all nearby enemies. This is what makes Greystone such a durable character and really annoying to deal with. He has such great defensive tools and he can be a pain to get rid of. As such, he's really suitable for leading team fights and taking hits for your teammates, or for solo winning the jungle, and that's what my deck is going to be kind of built around doing. So if I go to my deck for him, my Greystone deck is focused on defense primarily as opposed to some options so he can deal with the jungle. The first thing which I recommend getting is a key of some sort. Brawler's key works really well, but there are other keys that you can use. There's a Beastmaster key. Magus key I don't really recommend so much, but depends on what you have available to you. The idea behind the key, I think this key might even be better actually, Lord's key. Let me see what this one does. This one gives you a Harvester key which has 2 charges, physical damage and mana, whereas Lord's key gives me mana, health and cooldown reduction. I think I like this one a bit more than the Brawler's key, so I might actually just put that on right now. So let me do that right now, and we'll get rid of the Brawler's key. Either way, have a key available for Greystone, because although sometimes you get teams where they will say, oh hi, I'll do the jungle, you often get people that don't focus on building harvesters, and Greystone needs harvesters. He needs to be fed. He is not an attacking character unless you build him that way, and therefore he's not able to really farm too much resources on his own or at a really quick pace. So you want to get control of those harvesters. You want to build up all your team's card points, and therefore you want to make sure you have this option in case you have a bad jungler, or you are the jungler. Once you've done that, I strongly recommend investing in some defense depending on what you're facing in terms of an opponent. Best bet is to go for physical defense, which is stuff like Tempered Plate, but if you are facing mostly energy enemies, then get Tune Barrier for energy plates. There are other ones like Golden Veil and Genesis Torch which also can increase your defense, but everyone should have Tempered Plates and Tune Barrier, and I like to go for the 1-2-3 rule in terms of upgrade, so that I can always try and invest at least 1 point into my defense. What I like to do is I like to analyze my team, and then I'll either go for try and level up Tune Barrier and Tempered Plate simultaneously, or 2 Tune Barriers or 2 Tempered Plates, but you might not need to use all 4. It really depends on the way you want to build a character. Once you've started to build up some defense for your character, you want some attack boosting items. It depends on the situation again, but if you are doing the jungling, you want to start building up your damage a little bit so you can kill the bots in the jungle quicker, and that way you can get red buff and blue buff quicker, or kill your destroy your enemy's harvesters. His damage doesn't scale naturally too well, so you really want to give him a little bit of boost so he can deal with bots quite easily, and then maybe also help out in team fights if you need to join in. Then, roughly towards the end of the game, once you have your level 5 ability, I strongly recommend investing in some cooldown reduction. I'm using a Genesis Torch here, which is a level 3 card that gives me a total of 5% cooldown reduction with 3 Raging Chronos. You're not going to have these at the start of the game, so you might have Advanced Chrono instead, or Chrono. Just try to stack in as much cooldown reduction, with the maximum cap being 40% that you can reduce it down. The reason why you want to do this is because you want to reduce your ultimate cooldown as much as possible, and that way you become pretty much unkillable unless they really gang up on you. And then towards the end of the game, I either go for full defense so I can survive for a full long time and maybe get rid of my attacking cards once I'm done with the jungle and harvesting is no longer relevant, or I do a mixture. I keep the damage and add some extra defense items such as Bright Steel Plate or Golden Veil. Again, you don't really need these colorful cards here. The basic cards do just as well. They give really good defense bonuses, and yeah, as long as you build your character with more defense in mind. Oh, Centurion's his main card, by the way. Greystone really can become very hard to kill. I've seen people try to build him like a damage dealer. I prefer to build him as a defense character, keeping those cooldowns down low and keeping his defensive abilities high, and that way you become a really good asset to your team. Hopefully this helps out some people. I'm going to have some gameplay of me playing some Greystone up on the channel, cut and edited so that you can kind of see what an idea of how I like to play him, and hopefully this encourages more people to give Paragon a try. Let me know if this has been helpful down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.